Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to check out the Caliburn G from Uwell. The G, I believe, stands for great, and the tagline here is simply great. This is the newest version of the Caliburn. Definitely has some upgrades compared to the original. Let's go ahead and dive into it. This is what your packaging is going to look like. So inside you will have a user manual, a little direction card on how to remove the drip tip, and also how to put the pod in, a warning card, your device, a second coil head. Yes, this one now takes coils, not replaceable pods, and a USB-C charging cable. So here is the device, built-in 690 milliamp hour battery. It's made out of aluminum, and this one has like ribbing. It's got this texture on it on both sides. Says Caliburn right there, and then you have a little light indicator. On the bottom there is your USB-C port. You got your fire button right there. This is draw activated and button activated like the original Caliburn. Airflow inlet right there. Obviously yours will not say sampled, not for sale. And the pods are press fit in here. And of course you want to take off this plastic right here. And there's what the inside of your device looks like. Draw activation switch over there and two contacts. And now these coils are just press fit in here. All right, there is what the coil looks like. It's a 0.8 ohm, 13 to 18 watts. And inside there is a little tiny piece of mesh. I'm not sure if you can see down inside there because of how long the chimney is, but I can see it. So when you put these coils in, they always need to go one way. That flat edge right there with the flat edge right there. And then they just get, oops, press fit like so. So notice the airflow actually comes in from that tiny hole right there. And this has two different steps of airflow control. Now, if you have the airflow hole right there, closest to the airflow inlet right there, so you'd be putting it in like that, that's going to give you a looser draw. And if you flip it like that, that's going to give you a tighter draw. Hope that makes sense. So if your airflow hole is farther away, it's tighter, closer, it's looser. Now, both the coils you get with this are the same, both the 0.8 ohm. The pods do hold 2 mLs of liquid. Now, in order to fill, you just bend the mouthpiece like so, and you fill up right inside that port. So I'm going to use the unsalted blueberry morning 12 milligram. It's got a little membrane in that fill port. And this other hole is for air to escape when you're filling it. Then when done, pull that out, and your mouthpiece has seals around both sides there, so it'll cover both those holes. And then you just push it like so. And there we are. There's a look at the mouthpiece. A little bit thicker this way compared to the original Caliburn. So there's a look at the difference between those two. So you are obviously going to be able to purchase these coils separately, and you can buy extra pods as well if you need to. So I'm going to put my pod back in. We will put the hole farther away from the airflow because that's how I like it. Clicks into place like so. You can see your liquid level from the sides there. And then let's turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see that light indicator. And when you are using it, either firing with the button or the auto draw, that light goes on. 60% and above, it'll be green. 30 to 60% blue, under 30% red. So that's pretty much it, guys. There's a look at it in the hand. Very nice looking device. I like the little gold accent. Let me show you that close up. Gold or bronze accent, whatever you want to call that, around the fire button. I think it looks nice. Now, compared to the original Caliburn, there's what those guys look like. They're about the same height, but the new one is a little bit wider. A little bit wider this way, but this one has a bigger battery. 500 milliamp hours from what I remember, 5.5 or 550, I forget, and 690 on this new one. And here is the blue one I've been using. All right, guys, that is it for the up close. Let's go ahead and go up top, vape these, and talk about them a little more. All right, here is the Caliburn G, 12 milligram e-liquid inside. I have it on the tighter airflow setting. We'll vape it that way first. Here we go. And we'll just do draw activation first. Love the draw on the tighter setting. It's more like Uwell's Yearn, if you remember that device, and I loved the draw on that thing as well. Here it is, button fired. Now, like the original Caliburn, the auto draw works great with it, so you could use either, but I don't notice a huge difference in vape quality. Now, I'm going to move the pod around and vape it like that. And at that point, it's a very loose MTL or tight restricted lung hit, very similar to the original Caliburn. Here's the original. Yeah, I would say those draws are very similar. This one might be a tad looser, but it's close. Now, going into pros and cons, cons first. Not a lot to complain about. If you remember my original Caliburn video, my biggest complaint was the airflow was a bit too loose for me. They fixed that with the way this has 2 steps of adjustable airflow. The one thing I do like about the original more than the new one is that I think the mouthpiece is a little bit more comfortable on the old one compared to the new, but you know, I've gotten used to this. It's just a little bit narrower. It's not as thick on the old one compared to the new one. Besides that, everything about this is better than the old. Bigger battery. I think the build quality is nicer. The fire button is nicer. The vape quality is nicer. It's a bit warmer vape compared to the old one. Really nice ramp up, whether you use the button or auto draw. USB-C, which is a plus. I think it's nicer looking. I'm already going into pros, sorry. As far as any other cons, would have been nice if they could have fit in a bigger liquid capacity on this, but it's the same as the old. Another big pro about this, though, is that it takes replaceable coils now instead of replaceable pods. Now, I think this is just direct output like the original. I did notice once I get into the red, the quality of the vape gets cooler and cooler, but you know, you don't notice a big difference when it's in the green and blue. So all in all, I think it's a big upgrade over the original and one I'm going to continue to use because it now has a tighter draw. Way more like the Yearn. Flavor's great. It's a little bit better than the original, but I think that's just because it's a bit warmer. The coil is a lower ohm than the pods on the original Caliburn. If you're a Caliburn lover, there's no reason why you wouldn't like this one. It's definitely better than the original. The only downside, like I said, to me, is the mouthpiece isn't as comfortable. But if you want something with an even bigger battery, bigger liquid capacity, I've been using their Valerian pod quite a bit lately as well, and that has the round tip, which is really comfortable. Now, price on this thing's going to be in that $30 to $40 range, going to come in multiple different colors. Let's go ahead and end it there, folks. That about wraps it up. Until next time, thanks for watching. Suck my mud.